Good morning, sweethearts. Happy Monday. How y'all doing? It is, it's chilly. It's like 48 degrees out here, and it's chilly. So how y'all been? How has your weekend been? Last week was a pretty intense week. We have a beautiful week ahead. There's gonna be some bumpy spots around the new moon, but other than that, you should be feeling a lot of harmonious, peaceful energies. You should. Good afternoon, Lorraine. How you doing? Beautiful. Big hugs and blessings. And one thing, we should be noticing, and I say this because, I've really stepped back. And one thing I've really spent a great amount of time this past week really expanding the perception of the outside world, if you will. And what do I mean by that? Well, we all do. We talk an awful lot about the transformation and the morphing and the physical aspect, the physical plane of things right now. How you doing, Betty? Good morning. Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. And, if you can observe it with yourself, and it really showed me that this morning, that aha moment, if you will. Observe it within your vessels. As this morphing on the physical plane takes place, all that which has already taken place within the etherics. Like one day, this past week, I'm telling you, look at my hair today. Well, I guess you can't really see it because I'm right in the sun. Some days my hair looks really, really red. Some days my hair looks really, really blonde. And it's not like I'm dyeing it every day or something like that. Some days it looks more gray. And what's going on right now, good morning, Bobby, good morning, Alice. What's really going on right now, sweet ones, if you really allow yourselves to observe and really step back in that detached observation and really observe what's going on, whether it's with nature, whether it is with yourself, you're trying on different, liken it to that you're trying on different avatars as you're morphing, because in every different dimension that you've experienced, remember, you're always experiencing the past and the future right now. The timelines have merged together as the other ones are collapsing and falling away, and you're merging all of those into one. And so as the higher in frequency you evolve to, sweethearts, your vessel is going back to its purity. As you crystalline the form, as you anchor it into the physical plane now, if you will, which is what we're doing. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Pamela. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And what you're seeing happening and occurring is the higher in frequency you go, the more you activate within you, like your age reversal and stuff like that. Now, I've mentioned I look 15, 20 years younger than I did even 7 years ago. Now I do. And you're really, really starting to see that morphing take place in your physical vessels as the more integration and recalibration that you're going through. Good morning, Jody. How you doing, beautiful? And so this week you're really going to notice this. A lot of this, more and more so as it's anchored into the physical plane. And if you really allow yourselves to really observe, even at night last night, I was out here and it's really easy to see the cloud ships and stuff during the day. And when you're in that higher frequency, we can really see the ships. And last night, it was incredible. The Ander mediumship that came above my house and then was joined by a Syrian, both of them motherships, was incredible. And to the point that my camera could actually pick it up in literally all of its glory, but I was requested not to take a picture, to delete the picture, and so I have to honor that. I love you, Sky Command. And so you're really going to notice people ask, when is disclosure going to happen? Sweet ones, I have to say this again. Everything is a frequency. And the higher in frequency you go, the more you're going to reveal to yourself. And that goes in every way. And you know, now that Jupiter has gone into Scorpio, you're really going to find that the planet and humanity as a collective is in a higher frequency now of abundance. And of course, you know, the majority hear the word prosperity and abundance and they automatically liken it to just financial. But you're really going to find it more easy, more graceful, more gentle as you go into this week, especially. Sweethearts, you're really going to find that. How you doing, Layla? Big hugs and blessings to you. Good morning, Monica. You're really going to find that your physical reality, natural state of being, when you go into meditation, when you go into that stillness, you're going to find that's going to become more and more your natural state of being on the physical plane. And with that comes, you know, your interactions with others. The higher frequency you go, it seems like, you know, we say people will fall away. We say that this is, you know, the separation of the world, yada, yada, yada. And really, again, you know, if you observe, if you allow yourself to observe, step back and observe, you're going to find that it's what seems like you have become a little more solitude, a little more solitary, but yet still very much present in the world, whether it is through your job, whether it is through social media, whether, you know, however it is, whatever it may be for each individual. You're going to find that really the amount, the quantity of people in your physical presence on a regular physical sense, if you will. How you doing, Ada? Big hugs and blessings to you and Tammy. You're going to discover that is going to become very minimal. And it's helpful to understand that, you know, there's almost 8 billion souls on this planet. And there's less than 1 billion who have chosen to ascend with the planet. And so as you evolve higher in frequency, individually, collectively, planetarily, the higher you rise in frequency, if you will, the less that you're going to start observing in your presence out into the physical world as well. And people, and don't take this wrong, I'm trying to put it into terms that's really, really hard to put into terms for me right now. People are liking it to backdrop actors, if you will, like in a movie. And so your physical experience on the physical plane is going to become more peaceful, more harmonious. How you doing, Charles? Big hugs and blessings, sweetheart. And your interactions with each other are going to become more harmonious, more peaceful, and you're more easily going to let things that seemingly bothered you in the past, sweethearts, they're not going to bother you anymore. And you know, even now, if you can just even take this past week and if you take this past week and you just really observe, look at how far you have come. Really observe those habits and behavior of how you used to act when people would upset you or hurt you, and all of this is leading into this. And Spirit really showed me that this morning. I was woke up at 3:33 this morning, and I went to bed after 1. And I was woke up. And the night before, I was woke up at 2:44 in the morning. And I sat out here. I spend an awful lot of time outside at night, talking to Sky Command, staring up into the stars. This week is really going to be about trust from here forward. And how people used to, and I don't know if you've all heard this saying, but I've heard it an awful lot since I've been on my spiritual journey. I'd never heard it until then. You have to have money to make money. Well, and that's still something that for me, and I really don't need an explanation because it's not important to me, but for myself, that I've never been able to comprehend that. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying for myself, that is something that I cannot comprehend. Why do you have to have money to make money? And that's just me, though. And now I do understand from a different 10 lens of perception why people can think that way. I mean, I have that gift. I'm able to really see through a whole, and I've always been that way my whole life, but here nor there. So really what this is all about is to love unconditionally is to love without measure, to love without expectation of it being returned, to give of your heart freely, yet not let it be taken, because the second your heart gets taken, the person who has taken it wields final power. And so that's really what Libra and everything, the energies that are so present here that we're embracing, and Jupiter and all of it playing out together right now, that is what is Libra is all about. Balance is all about justice. It's all about, you hear me say all the time, your heart is being weighed against a feather. And the more we go forward, if you will, in these beautiful, glorious, magical moments, because to me they're all magical, but you're going to find that your heart has become really light. And the lighter, because all darkness is condensed light, condensed information, outdated information, and light is information. And the more light that you take in and you anchor into the earth, everything that you're releasing, all the emotions, yada, 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 all old programming is just outdated. You don't need it no more. And so as all this light encoded filaments are coming in, and that's what the light body that you're anchoring into the earth, if you will. Your heart, even though it becomes lighter, if you will, light expands. So as your heart expands in light, your chest cavity has to expand as well. And that's where you get a lot of this shortness of breath, the ascension symptoms. And you're really feeling it this past week, and you're going to really feel it this next coming week. That's why I'm bringing it up, sweetheart. It feels like you're having a heart attack. You break out in a sweat like you've been in, for those who have ever experienced menopause. I understand the sacredness. I still thank God I'm over it. I went through menopause at 38, praise God. But anybody who's ever gone through menopause and has been really sick, masculine too, have been really sick or something like that and have broke out in a sweat and got the shakes and sweat is just pouring off of them. Those are a lot of the symptoms. Shortness of breath. It feels like you're having a heart attack. You're waking up in the middle of the night and you got these. It feels like somebody's stabbing you in the chest or in your stomach. You know, a lot of that is just part of a lot of this light encoded filaments, a lot of this information that's coming. And how you doing, Jen? Soaking. Lorraine woke at 2:55 soaking with sweat. How you doing, Nikki? Phoenix? Yes, see, Phoenix is too. My chest was aching last couple of days. Last night it was so tight. That's this, you know, these calibrations started about 48 hours ago, and they're going to last, well, they're going to start easing up. I'm going to say, let's give it a week, linear time. But this next week, you're really going to feel that. So no dizziness, leg cramping. You know, that's a lot of what's going on right now, and a great opportunity to really again trust. Everything comes down to trust right now. Total surrender to trust. You know, really communicate with your vessel. Take the opportunity of these energies right now, sweet ones. And again, I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I've been doing and what's been working for me, myself. And these episodes, you know, that intenseness and it's lasting 15 minutes to about a half hour for myself. And then, of course, you know, you feel drained and just want to sleep. Really allow yourself to pamper your bodies. Really communicate with your vessels right now. And really, that's part of your mastery, guys. And that's part of stepping into it and taking that command, taking that lead, taking that and saying, okay, look. And the more you embrace that power, the more you embrace that essence and allow yourself, if you will, again, you know, you went from a spiritual being having a physical experience to a spiritual being having a spiritual experience now. And so as your light body, as you're anchoring it into the earth, as you are merging, you ascended your soul and descended your spirit. Let's put it that way. So now your spirit, you're merging your form with your spirit. And you put your soul on vacation for a while. That's how I explain it. Now others will disagree with me. But I look at us as spirit. I look at, in the soul sense, I look at it, we have one soul. And that is the Creator's soul. And that's why I always, people will, you know, sit there and say, no, we're souls. Well, yes, you are. You're fragments of one soul. But again, everybody has their own thing, and I respect anybody's beliefs. I'm just saying, for those of you who watch me, to me, I say we're spirit. You know, we're spirit. And our soul is the Creator's. And that's how I look at it. And we're fragments of that beauty and that magnificence. And so, you know, this whole week going forward is asking trust. And trust thyself. You know, surrender to the trust of spirit. Surrender to the trust of the unknown. Have that absolute faith in the unknown. Because as this morphine takes place, again, everything that has been worked on and done within is coming to without now. How you doing, Nita? Hi, Linda. We had more storm there in Ireland since... I wasn't aware... You know, you guys are the ones who tell... Even here in Texas, you guys are the ones who tell me what goes on. I'm literally out in the middle of nowhere, and I truly am in a cocoon. And thank you, Nita. I will start putting my intentions, and I'll start working on changing that weather. Because I'm sure there's a whole lot of others out there working on that too, if that's what's going on. Thank you for telling me that. And again, you know, you guys don't give in to the fear on these storms and these changes that are taking place. Really, understand that it's all happening for a purpose. I mean, it is, everything is by, regardless of what people say on the physical aspect, everything is divine, by divine design. And whether it seems like that to the human aspect side of things or not, the Creator's will has been enforced, regardless if those in the lower timelines and frequencies still are caught up in the corruption and this, that, and the other. I mean, and that's okay. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying everything is by divine design, and my heart and love goes out to every one of us that are experiencing the physical experience of all that is going on. I truly do. I spend a great amount of time in meditation, in energy session, in healing, transforming the energy behind what is occurring on the physical plane, but stay in our hearts and understand that something good always comes from something bad. Pleasure always comes from pain, and heaven is coming from hell, coming out of the hell that we're transforming. And it is bad this time, half country down on electricity, nobody really works. Need to keep the faith. Believe, beautiful. Faith is the truth of the trust you behold, and that trust is in the Creator. That trust is in the divine will, and right now we're going through a very transforming space of time. And even though to the human aspects of us, it is seemingly turbulent right now, we got this. And we will get through this together, hand in hand, side by side. And I understand, and my heart does go out to everybody that's going through this stuff. But heaven's going to come out of it. Paradise is going to come out of it, and we're anchoring it in right now, and that's the morphing and the transforming that's going on. And again, through heart's faith is the truth of the trust you behold, and that trust is how much trust do you have in the Creator? And Christ said, "Thou shalt not want." And that's the consciousness that we're anchoring in. And when you can have that absolute faith in the truth of the Creator, all is of perfect divine design. And it is these transforming and purging energies, even though it is creating chaos and turbulence on the physical plane, that brings us to open our hearts. As sad as it is to say, but again, we're going from a space where humanity has lost their humanity into a space where humanity is growing back into their humanity through opening their hearts. And sometimes it takes, not sometimes, all times, in a time and space continuum of the 3D matrix that we're leaving, in every moment it has taken a travesty, a tragedy, to get humanity to open their hearts. And Nita, my heart does go out to the entire globe. We're all going through it. But the hearts is being cracked open, even to those that are not on the awakening journey. And that is what is bringing humanity back into humanity. And again, that goes right back to what I haven't even hardly talked about in this whole thing, but in a way I really have. It goes back to trust. Humanity has been taught to not trust. And the only way to get somebody to trust is to extend trust. Sweet ones, we're in a new time, space, frequency. And as hard as it is by the outside physical world, and it's why I and many others say stop focusing on it. Stop participating and engaging in it. Engage in what you want the world to become. To be that which you want to become. And this is a perfect example of that. Because this is giving us the opportunity to be that which we have created in here. And not only that, but if you look around outside, is that a chicken in my yard? I think the neighbor's chicken jumped my fence. It's a good thing my dogs are inside, oh boy. And, but everything is morphing and transcending and transforming so fast right now that you're a new babe. And right now, and this is where a lot of confusion, and you don't know how it feels like you're disconnected and in the void that you're coming out of right now. You're a newborn babe, and you know, for anybody that's had a baby, been around a baby, most babies have to learn to crawl before they learn to walk. And really, guys, the new earth is anchored here. Those frequencies are here. The shift has taken place. And right now, you're learning to literally adjust to and learning how to live as a spiritual being, having a spiritual experience in a light body form. And you're really going to find in the next couple months, through to the winter solstice, that this is literally the anchoring in of your mastery. And the more you trust, yes, as somebody said, I trust the process. The more you trust that, yes, you did see those things that you're not seeing, but a second ago you could have swore. Those things out of the peripheral vision and that you've had, those light streaks and everything else for all these months, are now actually going to start taking form for you. And where you know that light streak was an angel or another being or whatever, now you're going to start seeing it. Your eyesight is transforming. Your vessels are transforming. If you look at your vessel, for those who have shifted with the planet, if you look at your vessels and you actually look at it, you can see through your vessels. You can, you know, most people hold it up to the sun and watch it disappear like that. Now you're to a space and you're in a frequency, or you're going into a frequency, you're evolving to that frequency. I can sit in my bedroom. It don't matter where I sit. I can sit in the dark. But, I mean, if you just sit in a typically lighted room, you literally are able to see through your vessels. If you're sitting on your bed and looking at your legs, well, of course, you know, I encourage you to have shorts on or in your nightgown or naked, you know, that helps. You know, not to have clothing on when you're trying to look through your legs, but, or your arm or whatever it may be, but you're able to see through it now, guys. And, you know, last week, if you looked at the clouds and you knew it was a cloud ship, but you couldn't see the actual ship, if you will, this week you're going to find, if you look up there, and I can't show you because there's praise God, thank you, Creator, there's not a cloud in the sky right now. I feel very blessed. And that tells me Sky Command's actually getting a few minutes of rest. And you're going to, anyways, what I was saying was you're going to find that if you take a few minutes when you look up, you're actually going to, because your eyesight has been upgraded, you're actually going to be able to see the ships through the clouds now in more detail than, and same with at night and stuff. But now you're really going to see, again, you know, disclosure is of everything is a frequency. And so more and more is going to morph and change the more you allow yourself to stay in that frequency of awe and wonder and purity and innocence, and not focus on the lower frequencies that are dominoes are falling and yada yada yada. And you're gonna find the more you do that and the more you allow yourself to know, or believe, if that, yeah, you did just see that seemingly being that was there that is no longer there a second ago, or in your house. Yes, you're being visited by, put it this way, you're seeing other spirits that before you could not see. And that's because you're moving into those higher dimensional timeline frequencies. And so you're not seeing, it's not ghosts that you're seeing, where some may liken it to that. It's, so you're going to start seeing a lot of things that your physical vessel is having to integrate. Excuse me. And the more you acknowledge it physically, if you will, the more you allow the human mind, brain that is there to, programmed to protect you, the more you allow it and acknowledge it, yes, that was real, or yes, you're not imagining things, no, you're not crazy, yada yada yada. When you actually acknowledge it, you're going to find you're going to help anchor your spirit in more, your light body form more into the earth. And as the more you acknowledge and allow your consciousness to become aware of the transformation and the morphing that really truly is physically going on, whether that is through you acknowledging that the colors are more vibrant. Yeah, they really are more vibrant. The more you talk out loud to your consciousness, the more you're anchoring that into the physical awakened consciousness. Oh, let me catch up here for a sec. How you doing, Dawn? Big hugs and blessings, sweetheart. To you too, Demetrius. Big hugs and blessings to you, Annette, everybody else I missed. Julie, I'm experiencing headaches every day for the past 3 weeks. Third eye pain. Yes, my eyesight has gotten better. Yep, everybody's crown chakras and everything are opening even farther. Phoenix, yes, I've posted photos on my page. There were holes in the clouds. I haven't been on. I'll have to check it out. My daughter says she sees ghosts with just eyes, blue eyes, and then when she sees form, the eyes so clear she's four. She told me this morning. Oh, yes, they can, babies 2, 3, 4, 5. Children can see a lot. Children, and autistic children, too. If you can find a way for those that can't talk, because there's some that can't talk, and they got a lot of information that they can tell you. They are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful angels. They truly, truly are. And how you doing, Danielle? Big, big hugs and blessings to each of you guys. And so, really, again, when you can really step back and not take I made a post earlier. It's only when you take anything personal that you're stopping yourself from expanding your lenses, from just a lens of perception to an expanded lens, and that's really the magic of the energies today, and what's really going to be coming in this week. And this new moon, this new moon is on Thursday is truly going to be magical. Like in this, there's sweet and bittersweet. There's, this new moon really is showing you that there doesn't need to be duality, the energies of it, and even the energies right now. It's showing you that no longer do you need those perceptions of duality and polarity. That now, whereas you judged duality and polarity, now you're coming into a space of energy and frequency where it has become contrast, and there is great beauty in you're finding that you're appreciating contrast more so rather than judging duality, and because you've left those frequencies behind. And that's now what's being presented on the physical plane, is an anchoring in, is the contrast energies as you release the duality. And you're finding, and you will find, the more you integrate these light encoded filaments that are coming in, that that you, again, you're reacting different to experiences of how you used to, and you're finding that it's much easier to find the magic in something that you used to, that seemingly seemed bad. You're finding that you're coming into spaces of energy where you hear no evil, you see no evil, you speak no evil. And that is the beautiful thing about this, as we continue to go forward and you continue to integrate all these energies and totally anchor in your diamond light body. And it's really a beautiful thing right now. And it makes the puking and the chest pains and the body sweats and everything else completely worth it. And for me, all week, I've been off and on in bed. I spent 3 days puking my guts out. And my body has gone through a whole lot of transformation this past week, a whole lot. And like I said at the beginning of the video, that's how I'm sitting here watching. One day I'm a blonde, the next day I'm brown, the next I'm gray, and it's like, okay, what is going on, Spirit? It's like, what is going on? and that's how my team explained it, liken it to, all your different avatars, if you will, blending in at this, the more you anchor in your spirit, all your avatars, all those different lifetimes, everything is merging into the one that you have chosen a little bit from each one. And so you're transforming and morphing just as much as the physical, your vessel is too. And the more your vessel, you allow the morphing and everything to take place, because, we're being returned. Well, we have been returned. The physical plane is catching up. We've been returned to... Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, Danielle. Thanks, beautiful. Well, I knew I wasn't. Good morning, Kimberly. I knew I wasn't going crazy. I'm just saying, that's what I've been going through. So, and it's just a really magical time right now if you can really allow yourself to expand your mind from being bordered, from being in a box. And this is really, really beautiful. And then the more you can allow yourself to accept that which seems unacceptable, that which seems impossible, that which seems crazy, the more you can accept that, yeah, maybe I did just see that, or maybe that really did just happen, or maybe that story that lady told me last week really was true. So your perceptions are changing. The more you allow the veils, the more you acknowledge the fact that the veils are gone, I guess is a really good way of putting it. The more you acknowledge and allow yourself to become aware of it, even though, well, maybe that is what I think it was, and then you just push it off and don't think no more about it. The more you allow it to anchor in, the more you allow that awareness to sit there and be present with it and say, wait a sec. Okay, I know I did just see that. Instead of just chalking it up to, oh, I must have just seen something. Because that's where you're really anchoring into your vessel. Again, you're brand new, guys, and you're learning how to, now you're having to learn how to live in a light body, how to operate in this physical world in a light body, because you're not the same beings. We've shifted. And Kale, yes, we're very, very, very blessed. And It's just a beautiful, beautiful experience we're having. When I was a child and was out playing with a friend, we came across a homeless man who was sitting on a bridge. He pointed to the sky and told us, "Beware of the parallel." Do you have an idea of what he meant? Hugs and blessings. Beware of the parallel? Well, I can tell you what my spirit, what I feel he's saying, behind the veil, parallel world. That's exactly what I take from that. But I don't get that he was giving it as a warning. I mean, I get that he was just giving it as an information, you know, to become aware of it and know that, there's that parallel is no different than duality or polarity. It's just a different word saying the same thing. Parallel universes. In other words, timelines. Look at it as the parallel phoenix. Look at it as, the different timelines, because the past, the future, and the present are right here, right now. And the higher in frequency you allow yourself to evolve to, the more you can see the different timelines or paradigms playing out all around you in other people's world. You can watch something go down and you can see the timeline going on, or the palette, and you have a choice. You can see the higher frequency you go to, you can see the parallel timelines and paradigms right next to each other and choose what you want to interact in. And were you scared? You said you were 12 years old. Just sounds to me like he was connected to himself. And there's a lot of what people call homeless people that choose to live a transient life just so they can be connected out in nature, because they love to be out there. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I'm not saying people like to be homeless. I'm just saying in the course of my life, my father lived that way for a while by choice. I have met quite a few people that have the money to have a house. I mean, people call them bums, people call them homeless, people call them transients, but they choose to live that way. And so they are not confined by the government. So they're not confined by this, that, and the other. And again, don't take that the wrong way. People don't misinterpret what I'm saying, And my phone, 33%. I don't know what mine's at. And that I was in school today working with children already in the start. I was thinking, am I blessed? Oh, we're very blessed. Danielle, how you doing, Preppy? Did I say that right? I hope so, sweetheart. Big hugs and blessings. I was making my bed there. It was another me. The first time it scared me. I ran to the mirror. Now I'm okay with her making a bed. And that's really the things that are really going to start occurring more and more for you. Now, remember, a bunch of us has mentioned, and I think I did like a month or so ago, that your galactic guides are really going to start making themselves present, physically present to you. You're going to start, even though they've always been there. Again, you're moving into frequencies now. You're starting to see them, sweethearts, and you're going to start seeing them, and yourself is allowing you to become aware of them. And again, that's where you have to take control or command, whatever label you want to give it, of your vessel, and not allow your vessel to go into fear. Your vessel has been programmed, again, old programming, to fear that which it can't wrap logic around, and we've moved into energies and frequencies where things are happening that the logic, the mind just can't wrap itself around, and that's where you have to step up and say, okay, vessel, look, we need to recalibrate you, reprogram you, and adjust. Yes, you are seeing that. And again, it's, you went from having a spiritual being having a human experience to a spiritual being having a spiritual experience now. And that's taken some attunements and some adjustments and this, that, and, so just really allow yourselves to flow through it and not go into a space of fear or doubting yourself. Trust thyself. Trust. Because there's a lot of things going on that's going to make you doubt yourself. Did that really happen? Did I see that? So really trust yourself. Yes, it's happening. Yes, you're seeing things. Yes, things are morphing right between your eyes. Yes, you're starting to see things that you were not seeing before. And it's magical and it's beautiful and it's crazy and it's exhilarating and it's that nervous anxiety, not necessarily fear, but there's always that nervous anxiety when change is occurring. And, we all hold that programming of fear to fear change. And, again, trust. This is where you're being asked to surrender fully to spirit, to trust. Trust thyself. Trust that everything that is occurring is for the highest good of yourself, of all others, regardless of how it is presented. And the highest good of Gaia, the highest good of the galaxy. And we really are truly in a space of total celebration and rejoicing, even though the physical plane right now it is indicating otherwise. As she releases, your spirits know on the other side of that contrast, everything's all here and it's just making room for it. So let us hold space. Let us surround this entire globe and each other with love, with light, healing energies for the highest good of all, and know we got this together, hand in hand, side by side, and we're morphing and transforming, and change is inevitable for all, but some of us will embrace y'all with a smile and a joy in our hearts. Absolutely, Ben. Absolutely. And and for those that can't find the joy or the magic, let us be that joy and magic and shoulder for them. Let us be that light and that peace and that calm and that love. And know this is a beautiful, beautiful week. And you're really going to find after this week, after the new moon, you're really going to find that you're going to have that determination and that ambition and that gumph and that go-get energy to make everything that you've been dreaming of or trying to put into action. And it seems like you've been roadblocked in some of those projects that you put out back at the spring equinox and back in that time frame and stuff like that 6 months ago. You're going to find that after this new moon on Thursday, you're really going to see opportunities like that pop up again, and those things back there now coming to fruition, those things that you forgot about, that you put that intent out, and those are, you're really going to find your so-called purpose, sweet ones, really coming, the synchronicities and everything that is truly your heart and soul's desire are going to start manifesting, giving, if you allow yourself to recognize the synchronicities and the signs, it's going to make your path a whole lot more graceful. And that's what we're moving into, and it's this week is leading up to it, and it truly is a beautiful, beautiful week. Embrace the changes, sweet ones, and know paradise is here. Smoking for 30 years. Woke up Saturday morning and said, I am quitting at 3 p.m. today. Went to shop, bought vapored, so I didn't smoke cigarettes for 48 hours. Awesome. That's beautiful. And don't, don't judge yourself. You said 48 hours. Are you saying that you went back to smoking or just the vapor? Either way, it doesn't really matter. Don't judge it. It's beautiful. And that's what this is all about, guys. We're taking baby steps. One step at a time. Here, one there. And as you're brand new in a new vessel, a diamond light body vessel. And so embrace it. And embrace the magic. And pat yourself on the back, rejoice, celebrate, and know that every little step is a huge milestone. And, appreciate that. Be grateful for that. And you're going to find it's also going to build your self-confidence. That's what these energies are doing. They're coming in and really encouraging and putting in, where you're really starting to step into the self-confidence of that mastery, and that the spiritual journey really has been worth it, even though this last week made you question it, and you got this, guys. We got this together, and know our breakthrough is here on the physical aspect of it, and watch it morph into being. Lorraine, I'm watching clouds while I'm seeing faces, animals, 2 birds always appear for me. That's beautiful. So on that note, guys, big hugs and blessings. I got a painting to finish and cards to make, and I love you guys. And I'm really proud of you, Nita. I'm really proud of you. Keep going. Just tell yourself again, I am smoke-free. I am smoke-free, and really feel yourself, feel what it feels like to be smoke-free. Put yourself into, again, everything is energy right now, and everything is asking you you're becoming more of a feeling type of person, not emotions. Don't get me wrong, feeling. And really feel into the fact that you're smoke-free, that you're this or you're that, and you're gonna, oh, thank you, Ben. And you're gonna find that it's that feeling that's creating, that is, the more you can be in that feeling of it, what you want, what you desire, and that feeling, because, the 3D matrix, guys, your thoughts created your reality. In the 5D New Earth matrix grid, your feelings, your vibration is what creates your reality. Because your feelings start in the heart. And the 5-dimensional frequency grid is a heart-based higher frequency of love. And so thoughts used to create your reality, but now your heart is making your reality. Your cosmic heart is leading you. So, yes, the laws of the universe applied, that 17-second rule, that 68-second rule, you hold it for 17 seconds and you've manifested, you've planted a seed, 67 seconds and you've automatically now created it to manifest. Yes, those laws do apply. However, there's 7 hearts in the brain and there's 7 brains in the heart. Now, the old programming was backwards. You guys were in a programming where your brain was programmed to activate the 7 hearts in the brains before the 7 brains in the heart were activated. Your natural state of being, the 7 brains in the heart have to be activated first, then the 7 hearts in your brain. That's the natural order of things, love and light, and so that's the reprogramming you're going through. The more you anchor in your spirit, your higher self, the more you anchor in your light body. And I have frogs visit me. Frogs are great symbolism. And so, you know, as that takes place right now, you're going to a more heart-centered rather creation versus a thought-centered creation. And you're gonna find that old programming and those doubts and all that stuff are gonna fall away, and you're coming more into a space of that higher mind, heart and brain versus the mind heart. You're more into the brain heart, if you will, the heart brain versus the mind heart, and so focus on your feelings. Focus on what not your emotions. Focus on what you're feeling, because that's creating your realities. And your thoughts are now enhancing those feelings, whereas before your thoughts created it and your emotions enhanced it. We've changed that patterning. I can't even talk. That behavior patterning, energetic pattern. Let's do it that way. So have a great day, sweethearts. Ben, I have a lot of spiders in my place. They all hang out around the outside of my front door looking at my door. I think they want me. You know what? Spiders are showing you, Ben, if you guys are not familiar with spiritual symbolism of insects, yada, 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 I encourage you I encourage you to go within and ask yourself. However, Google is your friend. Research it, and you'll learn a lot of it and it will activate you. But spiders carry a whole lot of feminine energy, the divine feminine, and the symbolism of spiders is this. And that I have 7 brains in my heart. Well, yeah, you do. I posted, the first time I made a post about that, I think was 3 or 4 years ago, and people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, oh, you'll see. I know I'm ahead of my time. You'll see. Go ahead. But anyway, spiders, weaving the web of your dreams. Symbolism of spiders and spider webs hanging outside of your house, protection. It's showing you that in every given minute, you are weaving. And if you call upon the spider energy, Ben, or sweethearts, all of you, if you call upon the spider energy, it will help you, if you will, it'll assist you with its wisdom and its truth on how to create and build the web that will support your dreams. In other words, it will help you create the web. It will help you weave. Spider energy will help you weave and anchor in a new foundation that will support and be secure for your dreams. And there you go, Annette. Look what she's putting. Weaving, spider, weaving, weaver of life. Yep. and everything has great symbolism, sweet ones. Everything. Right now, the praying mantis. That is becoming. I had one. Well, it's still here in the house. It just. Those are right now. The praying mantis are the Antarians. They're carrying. A lot of them are the Antarian people, and again, if you allow yourself to really allow yourself to be present with, whether it is a hummingbird that crosses your path. Oh, I was out here. I did the last live video, I think it was, there was that little bug that I said looked like I didn't know, like a dragonfly in morphine stages or whatever. It looked like a larva stage. There was one that flew in my house last night. And I had to look it up. It was, what do they call them here? We don't have them back home in Montana. What do they call them here? They're fireflies, but I think they call them lightning bugs. They call them lightning bugs here. But a firefly flew into my house, and the symbolism of a firefly is incredible. It's magical. It's about light, and It's just incredible. We rock, Ben. We rock. Yesterday, and said that, okay, I need 2 more because I was in a coaching about the spider and we did not get through all legs. That's just awesome, Annette. That's beautiful. But yeah, Ben, any of you guys, when they carry truth, they carry wisdom. Same with the trees. You're really going to start noticing when you look at the tree. If you're not aware of the tree people, you're really going to start seeing faces in the tree people. Hey. No, we're not starting to barking at the cat. Nope. We're not. And you're really going to find if you're around animals, animals are going to start looking at you funny. Because, again, you're on a different frequency and they're going to react to you funny. Your personal animals are going through a whole lot, They're going through upgrades just like you. And just like when you don't feel good, well, there's times where they don't feel good either. And, Snoopy this morning, I went to, whenever I get up out of bed, he immediately goes and crawls into my space. He'll sleep on the floor the whole night, or at the end of the bed, but the second I get up, he's right there laying with his head on my pillow. Just as if he was human. Puts his head on my pillow and then, wiggles his butt around until part of the blanket's on him. I mean, it's crazy. It's only time he ever does it. And any other time he acts like a dog, but... So I sat there this morning and I'm looking at him because every time I go to move him over, he'll sit there and he'll lick me every once in a while. If he's not feeling good, he'll growl at me. And I went to move him today and I mean, he snarled at me. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense because I just went through that whole activation at 2:44 the night before. And so, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? I don't know where he goes. Here, look, here. You want to say hi? And there's Tony. Oops. Anyways, have a great day, guys. It's time to get off here and get busy. I got painting to do. I'm making a 22 by 45 canvas of painting, so... Have a great day. I love you guys. Big hugs and blessings. Know you got this, and if you need to reach out, reach out. But this week is going to be a little bit... You want to leave it open, Mama? This week is going to be gracing us with a whole lot more harmonious energies and energies that's going to motivate us to take action, to really get out there and really... We built the weaves. We've weaved the web of our lives, guys. We've built the foundation, and right now we just gotta rebuild that new temple, that new house, that new life, whatever label you want to give it, on our new foundation, because we're starting from scratch, all brand new. Have a great day, guys. Bye now.